Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for supporting this channel. I'm glad we have reached 32,000 within the last 8 months. That for me is a big milestone. I want us to revisit the Supreme Court case that was filed by Azimio La Umoja. And there is something that I think I want us to just face directly. I have seen lawyers and many analysts terming Raila's evidence as underwhelming and expressing confidence on shooting it down. While I want to say that the Supreme Court war is also needs a lot of psychological play in the minds of Kenyans. But while there is a feeling that Azimio is focusing on the process and the qualitative threshold, whether the election met its qualitative threshold, but the latest dossier that was published by the Star from evidence, however, shows a numerical manipulation that Azimio is complaining about, totaling to around 217 thousand votes that were allegedly added on the final tally. Where there is a lot of queries in terms of manual, the people who voted manual and the Kim's kit, the turnout, I want to say that this election, as much as people might look at it that Raila Odinga needed to have such of a watertight evidence, but the most difficult bit is to prove it in terms of numbers. Because the narrative that is dominant is that if there is vote rigging, show us where. Show us where it was deducted and where it was added. And at the end of it, does it affect the final tally? So I captured, this story was published by the Star, why Chebukati numbers don't add up. And if you look at this, you can see the table here. Figures at the center of Azimio case. So I want us to explore these figures. I'll try to look at this table because they have been summarized in this table. And of course, I hope you can look at this and really see the variance. So what I really wonder is whether Azimio will successfully defend the statements. So one of the things that is there is this. Figures at the center of Azimio, and they're actually saying that the areas that are manipulated are these counties. In Mombasa, according to this, and I think this has been picked from the Azimio affidavit, that in Mombasa, Form 34A was showing 98,000. That Ruto got 98,000. At the end of it, he was given 113,000. So with the variance of 15,000. Okay, this is a variance. I want to be very specific that it's not totally on what was added on the other side, but between Form 34A, if they tabulate all, and what is in Form 34C, the variance of 15,000, Vihiga, Form 34A is showing 59,000, Form 34C is showing 67,000. Okay, someone needs to maybe find out the difference. Form 34A is the one at the polling station. Form 34C is produced after tabulation of Form 34B. So Form 34B is the one at the constituency level. Then the C is the one that is used by the national presiding officer, who is Wafula Chebukati, to declare the president-elect. So one thing you understand is even the Form 34C captures all the other, what is from B and what is from C. Bomet, 271, it According to it, from 34C, it was inflated to 285,000. Narok, 116,000. In Form 34C, it was inflated to 148,000. Muranga had the highest with 310 inflated to 343,000 with a gap of now 33. Kericho, the variance is 304, 318, that means 14,000. Nakuru, variance of 30,000. These are the votes, I think, now on deputy president. West Pokot, 100,000, 109, so 9,000 was added, according to that affidavit. Trans Nzoia, 13,000 was added. Marsabit, 11,000. Nyamira, 4,000. Bungoma, 3,000. Kajiado, 2,000. Kakamega, 1,000. And Busia, 2,000. That, according to this, brings the contested vote that was allegedly added to 217. So there are a lot of other issues that I need. And I think, for one, if people follow the bold, I kept on insisting that Azimio la Umoja should not, and whoever is taking, and of course there are 7 petitioners, they should not focus really on the process, because the process is what they focused on in 2017, and Maraga nullified, saying that election is not just about the qualitative but also the process. So that was the ground of 2017 nullification. But this time round, I think they needed to give the numbers. Whether this will have an impact on the final tally, it's something that's very important. Now, after this, there are two prayers that they're presenting before court, and I want to look at them. One, to nullify Ruto's win on the ground that he did not take the 50+1 win and call for fresh election. If the court is to call for fresh elections, then what does that mean? It means that Chebukati has to get in charge. But if there is another side that they need to give an order for fresh elections and at the same time make sure that Chebukati is sent packing, it's a bit contradictory on who is going to take care or who is going to stand in for that rerun. Number 3 is order the commission to return the valid votes and hand the certificate to the winner. That is the number 2 of it. Now, the interesting part is when they order, asking the court to order the DCI to produce forensic audit of Ruto's agent's laptop that was confiscated at Bomas of Kenya, where the tallying was going on. Because one of these things that came out is, according to that, and as we are saying that maybe they have gone through that audit, is that laptop was connected to had a link where they could access a depository, a server somewhere where the Form 34A were landing before they get to IBC portal. I think that really needs a lot of proving so that Kenyans can really see what we are dealing with. Now, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. I wanted to focus on some 3 things in the light of this revelation, because I think these are some, if you look at the way the case is moving, I think I will just want you to watch out for these 3 aspects that I want us to look out in this video. Before that, let me remind us about Sarah's medical challenge, the fee, not the fee, Sarah's support 50 bob challenge. Today, date 24, we are supposed to finish on date 5th. That means we have only 11 days. Yes, so let's continue donating at least 50 shillings to Sarah towards her medical bill. The balance is only 215,000. For those who've been following, we had one of us who was in Kenyatta Hospital and have been running the fundraiser. I think now technically the fundraiser has taken 1 month. Yeah, I started late last month. Some few days to August. So We are just finishing. It's just remaining 215,000. And as of today, I think if we've reached around 80,000, I believe by the end of the 11 days, we'll be in a position to finish up so that she can be discharged. I want to continue saying thank you for those who are also pledging. I understand there are those who are pledging directly, maybe towards the end month. I believe this is going to be a possibility so that we finish up. We close the fundraiser on 5th September. Now, the way this is been, the numerical evidence that is being presented in that affidavit actually points out to a need to audit or find out the chain of command between returning officer, presiding officer, I don't know whether the party agents, and also the national returning officer. Because someone just needs to know on some of the tasks, even if I was to manipulate the data at the server, I still need to communicate and have a very good coordination with the PO down on the ground. So some of these tasks could not be executed in isolation. It cannot be a one-man show where someone decides, because if it's interjected somewhere at the server, then really you will realize that at the agents things are different. So Azimio Umoja, one thing I believe is maybe they've gathered in some of these areas where they had agents and they pointed out the differences. There could be powerful levels of command even below the commission. So the country might be focusing on Wafula Chebukati, but if someone audits the chain of command between the two, for example, when there is a problem at the polling station, we know that there is the polling station diary where everything that happens is noted. The coordination, where do PO receive orders or directions? PO, returning officer to who? Were they talking to the chairman? Were the returning officers coordinating directly to the chairman? Or there was another department? Because from what you can see, there could be levels of command even below the commission that could do the dirty business if that was executed. And that is something that you can see here that's not really a straight line as will be seen then. I think also the focus will be on Supreme Court, that they might consider making orders and also bringing new orders, administrative orders, if they call for a re-election. They might actually prescribe the way that election is going to be done, because this petition is casting aspersions on the process that produced the outcome. So that means that even if there is a re-election, then we still have the same process. We might still end up here. And I agree with one of the analysts who was saying that, if we just continue this way, then we'll have another election. Someone will again go to Supreme Court, it will be nullified, then we go back. So we might even have to go through this until April because of over-democracy. So the Supreme Court might give more orders administratively if there is a rerun. They must actually say, prescribe how it is going to be done. Those powers are there. In the light of the case, the evidence given, and because if you leave it open, for example, remember in 2017 when Raila boycotted the elections, someone went to court and petitioned Supreme Court to order Raila to make sure that Raila is on the ballot. So they may actually also say that, number one of the orders is that all the parties that participated in the August 9th general election must go back to the ballot. So that no one says, because of this, I'm not going back. I don't know. That is my thought. Now, security and integrity of evidence must be optimized. Integrity of that evidence is and the reason I'm bringing integrity is there is a call for DCI to present a forensic audit. From where I'm seated, that audit will be trashed in the public court. That's government interference. And on the defense side of IBC, someone can say that, that audit, forensic audit from DCI is just an element of just indicates government interference. So that already affects integrity of that data. How I believe they will look at it this way, that instead of taking the DCI to do the audit, even though if it's supposed to be a malpractice and someone is supposed to be prosecuted, it will go the DCI way. But they will just give an independent auditor to carry that forensic audit and present that cost, so that they come from a point of neutrality instead of the DCI presenting it in court. That, to me, is something that might play out. Guys, as I finish up, I want to remind us about scholarsbean.com. Scholarsbean.com is an education website where you sell reusable, recycled, refurbished, and repaired books and uniforms. So if you have that book, I remember now, I think I know now the grade 4, the ones that are joining grade 6 are supposed to join secondary schools, and now when wanamaliza, they still have books and uniforms that you're not using, or where umemaliza. Instead of keeping it there, make sure you can sign up. I want to urge you to sign up. Visit the scholarsbean.com and use the sign up link. There is the bold referral link. It's in the description part of this video. You can also see it there. Then when you sign up and upload and sell a book or a uniform. Remember, this is not restricted to primary and secondary school. Any book, secondary, tertiary, when you get to the site, you will see secondary, tertiary, colleges, and universities. And so it's open for you all. Remember, verification link utatumiwa in your email. So after you sign up, go to your email, click the verification link so that you can sign in. And from there, you can sell that book at your cost. At the website is not charging anything. It's actually free at no cost. So your work is just to make sure that you upload, describe your book or the uniform of the item. Then from there, you'll indicate the price. The potential buyer will reach out to you. So that's it. Thank you, guys. That's another product from a member of the Bold. And together, we grow stronger.